What's up, guys? Welcome back to Spoiling Movies. This is Under the Green Hood edition. That's right, I'm bringing it back. It's getting colder here in Kansas. Today we're going to be talking about a movie that was given to me by my buddy Charles. Once again, shout out to Charles. As the title suggests, I'm going to be talking all about the movie, and I'm going to spoil it. I'm going to tell you everything that happens. It's Death Race 2000. I don't know if this was the original, like the very, very original, but I have watched one of the Death Race movies with Jason Statham, and it was like, I guess there's a lot of remakes and reboots and things. You see like a race car stadium and like a futuristic city kind of in the background. Just a very brief scene. There was like a little swastika on a flag like in the crowd, and I was like, wow, what is this movie gonna be? A guy pulls up in a car that looks like a bull, and there's reporters with these little funny looking mics. They got these little stick mics. Hey, this is Chris Waxon coming here telling you about the race. It's gonna be a wild one tonight, guys. There's gonna be a bunch of fucking crazy people with crazy looking cars. A bunch of reporters are gathered around a body that has a thing over it, and the guy like wakes up, and they're all like, Frankenstein, you're here, you're back. Apparently Frankenstein is big deal in this weird race community. So he wakes up, and he's really smooth with all the reporters. He's just very matter of fact. This is how it is. I am Frankenstein, and I'm a good thing. And they're all like, yeah, yeah. And when they show the crowds again, you hear people say, Sieg Heil! And then Matilda the Hun is the name of the German cars driver. And she's here with her navigator, Herman the German, and then they start talking to the reporters, and they don't have accents at all. So it's like, okay, so you're just regular white people that are driving a car with like a swastika on it. Frankenstein walks around looking like a gimp with a cape. He looks like Super Gimp. He's got a flowing cape and just a bunch of black leather. Frankenstein meets his new navigator girl for the race, and she's asking him questions and, you know, trying to learn about him, and like, what, all your other navigators are dead. Fucking Sylvester Stallone shows up in his car, and they're like, it's Machine Gun Joe. And Stallone's, all the people are like, boo, or some shit. And Stallone just like stands up in the car and he's got his gun, and he just goes, shut up, you fucking mugs. But you don't see anybody get shot or anything. That's just what he does, I guess. Frankenstein's car is like a lizard dragon thing. It's got like spikes on the top, and it's got like big teeth in the front. Mr. President shows up to tell everybody about a bunch of bullshit about the race and say something, but he's like in a bunch of smoke, and it's really like, he's creepy. He seems like a bad guy, Mr. President. Then I noticed that the American flag has a fist on it, with in the place where the blue and the stars would be. There's just a big fist with like a lightning bolt on it. Frankenstein is talking to his navigator while they're driving, and he's like, I'm just held together with steel and plates. But then she like decides to reveal what's under the mask, because he lets her do it. And you think it's gonna be this big reveal, like, hey, your face is all scarred up, because like through the eye hole and whatever, like it looks like his face is messed up. But she like takes the mask off, and it's just a regular, ooh, what a sexy looking man. But it's David Carradine, and as soon as they took it off, I was like, that's not much better. I don't happen to find him a leading man in a movie attractive to be like, oh, there's a construction worker on the side of the road, and there's like a really gruesome death, but it's very quick. When you see a lot of the violence, it happens really, really quickly, and sometimes it looks really cool, and I wish, like, you could see it a little bit better. And Stallone, Machine Gun Joe, or whatever, like, he's got guns on his car, or what look like guns, but he never shoots anybody. He just, like, runs them down with, like, a blade on the front of his car. And then there's more goofy news reports. Hey, what did you think about how you did in the last race? You killed those people pretty good, didn't ya? Well, you know, I think it was pretty good or whatever. It's great to see you guys all out there doing your thing and killing people, because that's what we do, because it's a race thing. How do you feel about it? And I love that stuff. It's so cartoony and silly. Well, while you're driving in this death race, women are worth 10 points if you hit them with your crazy car. Teens are worth 40 points. Toddlers, a whopping 70 points. And if you're over 75, a monumental 100 points. Like, one of the hospitals, like, takes a bunch of old people in wheelchairs and just, like, leaves them on the street and waits for them to get hit. And it's so weird, like, were they trying to give more points to Frankenstein? But Frankenstein doesn't go for them, because he's got some sort of weird moral code or some plan or something. So he goes around him. One of the racers comes across like a baby laying on the ground. It's just like racing toward them to get those baby points. Bye-bye, baby. Hello, 70 points. But it was a fake out. There's an explosion. It was an exploding baby. And so they get fucked up. This movie kind of made me feel like I was losing my mind at a certain point. Because it's really silly. And it's really like kind of off-the-wall psycho funny. And Stallone has it up to 11 with his Italian stereotype character, and I couldn't be more happy. This aggravates me. What do you mean? What's going on over here? What? Fucking super Stallone. And then, like, all the racers are in this weird media area where they're all getting massages naked and being talked to by reporters and stuff. One of the reporters in the massage parlor place that they are, her name is Grace Pander. What a great name for a journalist. And then a couple of the female drivers, they got their boobies out, and they get mad at each other, and they're arguing, and so there's a little tit tussle. Frankenstein goes over to the Stallone's navigator and, like, says something to her and, like, puts a thing in her mouth. And she, like, immediately, like, kind of, whoa, like, spits it out. And I have no idea what that scene was about. I don't know what that was. All I was thinking is, like, yeah, no thank you, Carradine. Don't put anything in my mouth. And then, like, Stallone is talking to his navigator woman that has big old titties, and they're hanging out, like, while she's being reported. She says something to him, and he just fucking punches her in the face. And I think reporters are watching. And I was kind of like, what the fuck? Then Frankenstein meets one of his fans. And apparently there's, like, a group, like a cult of people that are, like, Frankenstein fanatics, and, like, they feel like they understand him. So this woman is saying, like, I get you. We're not so different. I understand your pain. So then he fucking walks away. And there's, like, weird romantic shit with Frankenstein and his navigator lady in the hotel room where they were getting the massages, I guess. And they're, like, dancing around, and he's naked, basically, but he's still got the blackface on, like the blackface mask. Everything else is fine. He's just dancing around with this chick. But he's also got, like, one black glove. And I was like, ugh, you're gonna wear fucking weird mask and just keep one weird black glove on while you're dancing with your new navigator lady. Okay. That's cool, man. You do you. Frankenstein loses his creepy black glove on the road during the race. Frankenstein drives through, grabs his glove off the road, and accidentally runs into weird announcer dude. What is that worth if you take out the announcer guy? And then like, somebody ruled that it was 50 points. Yeah! I don't really like car chases in movies, but this is pretty fun. I mean, I guess it's not necessarily a chase. It's like that old wacky race cartoon or whatever, where you get, like, Snidely Whiplash. And then Frankenstein's fangirl shows up with a bunch of other people with F's on their shirt and stand in line to be killed. And he decides to run her down. The navigator lady asks, why did she do that? Frankenstein says, because she loves me. And then there's some, like, construction people working on a thing. And they, like, try to hide in a manhole. And, like, so they avoid one of the cars by going down in the manhole, but then you see them, like, the manhole lift, and they come up like, I think the coast is clear. And then they get run over, and then you see, like, a body fly, and it's ridiculous, and I love it. Frankenstein lets the navigator lady drive, and then Stallone is having a bad day, everything's going wrong. I think his whole character in this movie is just to get screwed over, and just to be like, he's just this angry dude. All the bad things happen to me. Why does everybody love Frankenstein and not me? This is aggravating me. There's like a fisherman dude that is like, oh, I love you, Frankenstein. And Stallone is like, I'm not Frankenstein. Why does everybody think I'm Frankenstein? And then chases him around with the car and eventually kills him. And at this point, I was thinking, those navigators aren't doing shit. Like, the drivers are doing all of everything. And the navigators are supposed to help them navigate, but I haven't seen one bit of navigation since this movie started. You people, you goddamn navigators, you haven't helped navigate once. There's some people setting up goofy, cartoony looking traps, and one of them is just a detour sign, like go this way instead of that way, and then they set up like one of those fake tunnels you'd see in a cartoon, like here's the tunnel, and it's a real tunnel and you can go through it, but it's just like a big painting, so they try to go through it, and the German people just go off the side of the road off a cliff. And it's totally stupid. I fucking love it. They get cartooned to death. And then after that bit, there's like a weird dinner scene. I guess kind of like when they were at the massage parlor. Like, all of the racers are allowed to be around each other and hang out. And they're having dinner together. And they're also being reported on. And Stallone is at a fucking 100 right now. Full Italian. And he's also being an asshole. He's like playing it up. Like, fuck you to this guy and that guy. They fucking didn't get my Philly right. I wanted a whiz wit. And the cape on Frankenstein is totally unnecessary and kind of like it would be in the way. A cape is in the way if you're trying to do anything action-wise. Stallone tries to go after Frankenstein, dude, and like starts a fight with him and tries to like choke him. But Frankenstein's too good, so there's kind of like this weird, kind of cool fight scene where Frankenstein just like overpowers him, spares his life. Because I think we're supposed to believe Frankenstein is a good guy. And then there's some more tits for no reason, and Frankenstein never takes off the glove. I don't know why yet, but there's got to be a reason why he's got the glove on and why he never takes it off. And then another classic Stallone line, somebody says some shit, and he's like, save it for the French! There's a lot of, like, weird racism. Like, odd racist remarks. Machine Gun Joe apparently doesn't use what looks like guns on his car during the death race. He doesn't shoot a single fucking bullet. At the beginning, when he shows up, he's like, like he shoots the audience. He just shows up with a gun. But like, if you're Machine Gun Joe, shoot bullets out of your car. You got things that look like guns on your goddamn car. So Frankenstein's navigator girl gives him a beverage, and he says, I can't taste anything. My taste buds got blown out in the crash of 79. Really? Your taste buds got blown the fuck up. There's this weird sound effect they keep using where it's like, it sounds like the tires are on a road and they're like squealing, but they're like, a lot of times in the movie they're actually like on sand or something and it wouldn't make that noise. In the movie called Death Race 2000, there really isn't that much killing. There's more driving. There's like a ton of scenes of just cars driving down roads and they look cool, but there's like really not that much killing in the movie. And then we find out that Frankenstein has been keeping that hand under a glove because there's something in it, guys. There's a grenade, half a grenade that is lodged in his hand. It's a hand grenade, and he's saving it for the president. Navigator throws the hand grenade. Machine Gun Stallone blows up. Frankenstein rams his lizard car into the podium that the president was speaking on, and apparently that kills him because he fell. And then David Carradine is getting married to his navigator. Big old wedding. And the reporters are there, and they're like, how does it feel to have won the race and also be the president of everything now? And I was like, what? He became the president of everything because he knocked you off your podium? And then the race is over, and he says no more race because that's his presidential decree. It was a pretty fun movie. I enjoyed myself watching it. There's excessive amounts of just car scenes where you just see cars driving down the road. But everything is so cartoony and fun, like, there's not enough deaths in this death race movie. And that is my only gripe. The gore that you do see is very, very brief. There's also several scenes of nudity. I think that's just how people made movies back then. It seemed pretty fun. The music was kind of weird. The dialogue was cartoony, which was perfect. Check it out. For real. This was fun. It's an old movie, so you're gonna have to deal with it looking old, and it was cool. I appreciated it. I thought it was neat, and if If you were me, I'd say check it out. But you're not me, so check it out anyway. Later, guys. Peace out, y'all.